welcome to another up close video. I have got a sped up video going up today already showing you some really quick and easy Christmas cards using the brand new Tonic magazine, but I got the magazine in time, so I thought I would actually film a little up close video with it for you as well. So hopefully if any of you want to have an in-depth look at the die set and the papers and stencil and stamp and bits and pieces, hopefully this will be a nice video for you. So if you are interested in getting hold of the Tonic magazine, it will be available on both the Tonic UK and Tonic USA websites, and I will put my affiliate links in the description box below the video as well in case you want to get hold of it. It is kind of like a pricey magazine, but you do get a lot of stuff in there. I mean, you get a whole A4 die set on a magnetic sheet, plus the stamps and the stencils and luxury foiled papers as well, and the magazine too with all the inspiration in. So I do think it's worth the price of the magazine. But I wanted to give you an up-close look at it. So all of the Tonic magazines, this is their official magazine, so this is made by Tonic. Rather than being produced through Practical Publishing, this is actually made by Tonic at Tonic HQ in Bridgend. But this is the 4th edition of the Tonic magazine. I haven't done a video on one of their magazines before because I tend not to have it in time for the launch. But I wanted to do it for this one because it's part of birthday week, so you know, I thought it would be nice to have an extra little video. So they come in a gorgeous box like this, which you can keep if you want to, or you can like cut out some of these pieces, use them in a scrapbook page or something. And you also have this gorgeous pattern on the back of the box as well, which you can use to create some kind of 3D box project, or you know, maybe use it as dividers to divide up bits and pieces in your craft room, you know, like stamps or stencils and things like that. It's a really nice sturdy card that you can use to cut into whatever shapes you want it for. Then you get your gorgeous magazine inside. It's kind of got like a matte sort of finish to it. It's really lovely, really high quality magazine, and it actually has official Tonic magazine and issue number 4 on the spine, so if you have them all on your bookshelf you'll be able to see exactly which issue it is if you ever want to refer back to them for a project using one of the stamps or stencils or anything. I'll show you the magazine last. I'm just going to show you my project in here rather than flicking through the whole thing, because obviously you're going to want to do that when you get your magazine home yourself. But I wanted to show you a kind of up close look at all of the bits and pieces that you get in the magazine, because it's kind of like a box kit. So you're actually getting 12 patterned papers and then 2 sheets of die cut pieces as well, which have gorgeous toppers on them. And on one side they're foiled, but on the other side they're actually plain. And you'll probably notice in my sped up video I kind of pause when I'm sticking one of my toppers on, because I didn't realise it was just printed on the back. I was using the foiled side, and when I turned it over to put adhesive on the back I was like, oh, it's printed on the back as well. So it's really cool that they actually put them on both sides. And I think the sentiments, are they different or the same? No, they are the same, the sentiments on both sides. So you've got that nice option of doing that. And you could actually, if you have eyelets, you know, like those little metal things that you use an applicator to kind of squish them in, you could essentially put eyelets above and below one of these sentiments and turn it into a spinner card, because you'd have the sentiment on the other side. Or if you didn't mind using 2 of them, you could just stick them back to back with some invisible thread going through the middle and turn it into a spinner card as well, because I'm sure you'll have circle dies in your stash that you could use to create an aperture for that to spin inside of, because I don't think, no, there isn't a circle in here, but one of these might fit inside the aperture of one of the snowflakes, so you could also do that kind of thing. But anyway, this is supposed to be a quick video and I'm going off on tangents, but they've got tons of lovely foiled sentiments. You've got like Merry and Bright, Deck the Halls, Let It Snow, Winter Wishes, Hello Winter, 'Tis the Season, different versions of Merry and Bright, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, all sorts of different sentiments in there, with the foiled on one side, the non-foiled on the other side. And then you also have these ones as well, and some of these designs actually coordinate with some of the dies, so you could even take your dies and cut out some of these if you wanted to as well. I know they are already perfectly die cut, but if they're not 100% the right size, you could use your die over the top of them to cut them out as well. And you also have lots of the different snowflakes as well, which again I think you could definitely use your coordinating dies to cut them closer to the design if you wanted to, but they are already die cut for you for quick and simple cards as well. So gorgeous snowflake designs. These are part of the sort of 3D baubles that you can create with the die set. And then you've got lovely little strip sentiments as well. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Best Wishes, 'Tis the Season, Merry and Bright, Let It Snow, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Peace, Love, Joy, Warm Wishes, Happy New Year and Season's Greetings. So you've got tons of sentiments to get you going with all of your cards. And there is a couple yeah, just 2 sentiments in the die set as well that you can use on your cards too. And then all of the 12 papers, there's actually 6, but they're all double-sided. So technically you're getting either one of each design and you're getting 12 designs, or you're getting 2 of each design and only 6 designs, depending on if you like the front and back of each of the papers, I guess. But basically, if I take from, I think it's from here, and flip it that way, you'll see they're the same on both sides, but I've just flipped it over to the opposite side so you can see all of the patterns. So this one's got a lot of those bauble designs in the patterned paper, so it'll match with any of these bauble designs that you might want to die cut out and use. Maybe you're making someone a decoration with one of these, and you can make a matching card with the patterned paper with the same bauble design, and then you've got a different colourway of that. I really love this colourway. It's kind of got that sagey green kind of colour, and then really deep greens in there too, and almost like that seafoamy kind of green colour in there too. Really lovely combination of colours, this magazine. Then we've got a gorgeous snowflake patterned paper, which I used on one of my quick and simple cards that I'll show you. Another snowflake paper, but kind of the reverse. So this one's got a blue background, but then this one's got a white background, but all the same kind of colours. This one's like lovely outline designs of little sprigs of mistletoe and holly and all sorts of little bits of foliage with berries on and stuff. Then you've got the reverse of that. So this one is green onto white, and then this one is white onto green. So you've got different options. This one is the same pattern that's on the back of the box that you get your kit in. So if you really like that pattern but you don't want to destroy your box, you have it on a patterned paper as well. It kind of reminds me of like a Tudor pattern actually, like the tiling you might see. But yeah, that could also go really nicely with gingerbread men and stuff as well, actually, I think, in like a kitchen scene. I think that would work really nicely. Then this paper is also one of the other ones I used on my cards. I really like the shrunken down version of this because this one is similar, but it has the baubles in it, and then this is like a smaller version with all of those background elements in. Then we have another one with the baubles, but this is kind of eliminating any of the other bits and pieces, and it's just all baubles in there, in the 3 sort of main colours of the kit, with like the pink, the blue and the green. Then we've also got a kind of candy stripe or pinstripe kind of background with green, red and then darker green with the white in the background. I love this one. This one would be really nice if you had a jumper die cut or something, or maybe jumper stamps perhaps, and you could use this in the background and then put a jumper stamp in the foreground, like for an ugly Christmas jumper or something, or just winter actually. This kind of pattern always makes you think of just winter. This would work really nicely with the cards that I created in my sped up video. It would make a really lovely quick and simple background. And then the final one is lovely little red polka dots on white background. So some of these are definitely screaming like winter and Christmas. Some of them are just sort of winter, and then some of them like this one and this one, which are actually on the back of each other, I think. Oh no, they're not on the back of each other. So if you do want to go with sort of more generic kind of patterns, you technically would have 4 pieces in there with the generic sort of patterns on there as well. So yeah, lots of gorgeous patterned papers in this collection, and the die cut toppers. Then we have the stencil, and I love this edge piece on here. This is what I used in one of my projects in the magazine. I was asked to create a 6-place table setting. I will show you that in the magazine later on. And I used this to create the edge piece of like a table runner to go down the middle of the table. And I used glimmer paste to ink over the top of this. And then I let it dry, and then I ink blended back over the top. So like the snowflakes ended up being like a darker navy blue that popped out against the glimmer paste that I'd used on there. And it looked really cool. So I think this would be really lovely on your cards as well, doing a similar technique if you want to. You've also got like a lovely little star kind of background. You've got this gorgeous like large bauble sort of topper element that you could match with the same colours as the patterned papers if you want, or you can just go off on your own and pick any colours that you want, but you've got that same pattern that's from the patterned papers if you really love that design. And then you've also got this kind of flurry sort of design as well. So this kind of stencil, and a lot of the ones that come in Tonic's magazines, are kind of designed to be used in parts, so you can kind of block this off, use that as a border, block that bit off, use that to add into your backgrounds, and this one also into your backgrounds. I think the Moonstone glimmer paste would look fantastic through this, maybe even onto one of your patterned papers as well actually. And then this one you can definitely block off again, use your paste, just use ink blending, draw through it and colour it in with your pens or pencils as well. So loads of ways of using the gorgeous stencil. Then we also have the stamp set, which is an A6 stamp set, so a really decent size stamp set, and a lot of these actually coordinate with the dies that are in the die set as well. You can create these three-dimensional bauble elements. I didn't actually create any of them because that wasn't part of the brief that I was asked to do for the magazine, and I didn't end up using them in my sped up video, but I think these will be really fun for creating gorgeous elements to hang on your Christmas tree. And I reckon the way that they're designed to go together is similar to the 3D Christmas tree that we had recently, and also like the family tree as well, so you could probably squish them flat to store them for next year as well, so they take up a little bit less space than a regular bauble, because they wouldn't have to be, you know, completely three-dimensional as you pack them up to keep them for next year. So those stamps will coordinate with those dies, and I'll show you them. I'll bring the dies back in to show you which ones coordinate with some of these stamps as well. I would presume that possibly one of the little snowflake dies might coordinate with one of these little stamps, but they would also be fantastic for creating a background as well with some of your stenciling. You've also got like the North Star kind of designs as well, with those sort of long top and bottom points, and it looks like you have the two of them to go inside each other too, so you can stamp a solid colour inside your outline. And same with this star here. Then you've got an extra little 5-pointed star, and you've also got a solid little snowflake as well, which looks like it's a very similar design to the die, but it might be a slightly different size, but you can definitely mix and match your dies and your stamps then in your backgrounds. And then you have 3 sentiments on here as well, so you've got Christmas wishes, merry and bright, 'tis the season. So you've got tons of sentiments in those die cut toppers. You've got 3 sentiments in the stamp set, which you can use as many times as you want to, and then you also have your 2 sentiments in your die set as well, so you've got plenty of Christmassy, wintry kind of sentiments to use on all of your projects. Then we've got the gorgeous A4 die set. So it's a really large die set with tons of elements in here. And these snowflakes are absolutely fantastic. I think I've said this in some of the other birthday week videos, that you can like never have enough snowflakes. They're always different. Any of the designs that any company comes out with are always different. And this one is absolutely gorgeous. I really loved using this central snowflake that's in here. Really gorgeous design. Let's start with this side of the set though. So first of all, we have this one, which is a gorgeous rosette die, and the idea behind Tonic's rosettes is they give you a piece that's this long. This will create a gorgeous rosette by itself, or you can extend it to turn it into a slightly larger kind of rosette, and it will give you a bigger gap in the middle, which you can then cover with one of your snowflakes or something, but it will make you have a larger diameter rosette. And then the idea behind them is, if you've seen the one that came out with the loaded pockets, the idea behind them is you have 2 different edges, so you can pick which edge you want to be on the outside of your rosette. So you've got this more filigree kind of edge with these larger droppy pieces, and these little pieces here that would look fantastic with little tiny Nouveau drops on them. But the idea is you can pick this edge or you can pick this edge. So you can take your paper trimmer and cut this edge off if you just want to use this edge, or vice versa. You can take your paper trimmer and cut that edge off if you want this edge to be the nice outside edge. And the idea is you can cut this to whatever degree you want as well to make it a smaller kind of rosette. So you don't have to use this whole length. You can just use like this to maybe like here, and probably only use like a portion of it and create a looser, much smaller kind of rosette. Or you can go to town and add like 2, maybe even 3 of these along and create almost like a wreath kind of rosette with a larger hole in the middle that you could maybe hang something going between as well. And maybe in that case, if you kept this as the outside edge and this as the inside edge, you could keep that decorative pattern on there, so it would look nice on the interior of the circle as well. But have a play with that. It's really fun to play with, and you can definitely just cut it out of printer paper to begin with, and just you do your fan fold on it, so you just sort of fold one up, one down all the way along, and you just join them by this little tab here. This little tab will just stick into the one from the next one, whether it's all the way around to there or whether it's the next one that you add on. And you can just have fun with loads of different variations of how to create this as well. So I really like that die. I love that we get a rosette in here because that's just so useful. And that edge is not Christmassy at all. And this edge doesn't have to be Christmassy. It's a similar kind of edge to the snowflake, so it will coordinate nicely with the snowflake, but it doesn't have to be Christmassy. Then let's go with the sentiments next. So the two sentiments we've got are Let It Snow, which is this one here, and then Joy as well. And you can see you've got that gorgeous scripty sentiment with the bubble too. So you can cut the bubble from vellum or from another colour of card and use your 3D foam to add your sentiments onto the centre of your rosette or onto your cards or anything as well. And then you can see next we've got all of these different bauble designs here, and three of them are non-symmetrical. Well, they're symmetrical, but you can't flip the design over and use it on the other side. So these three have the same design on both sides. So if you like doing, you know, lots of cutting, you can actually stick all three of these dies together and have that piece instantly cut for you. But these four that are left are symmetrical, so like this piece you can flip it around and use it on the other side, so you've actually got two patterns in each of these. So this one you've got this kind of design here, and then this one with a slightly extra, could be a little bit of a snowflake, could be a little bit of a flower poking into it there. So you can use, I mean, you could cut both of them together and have it as an asymmetrical kind of design, or you can just cut one on one side and one on the other side, you know, cut them individually. Then this one, again, similar kind of concept, but you've got a gorgeous star in this one. I really like that design. And then you've got this sort of like almost a diamond point with some little flourishes. It kind of looks a little bit fleur-de-lis to me, actually. Then we've got this one here, which has got this sort of almost like a bit of a spider's web, actually, that kind of looks like. And then a sort of swirly design on this side. And then this bauble is a smaller version of this one. And then again, you've got two different designs on there with sort of flourishy designs in that one. So you can cut them to be asymmetrical with both designs in, or you can cut one side and then take this die out, flip it over and use it to cut the other side, because they are symmetrical shapes. So a really lovely array of different baubles that you can create. These really remind me of the kind of vintagey style baubles that my nan used to have on her Christmas tree. So I think these are sort of coming back in style, having this sort of ornate sort of shape, the way they sort of have different bulges in different places. So I think these would look fantastic, even just cut out of like textured Craft Perfect. I recently stocked up on that gorgeous seafoam, I think it was called seafoam green, the one that came out in the spring meadow colour trend, because I'm thinking of die cutting some of these to make as ornaments on my Christmas trees as well, because that colour will go really nicely. So really gorgeous designs there for ornaments, or just for your cards as well. These cut as apertures in your cards would look fantastic. I love this kind of double pointed sort of shape, and so you could have this, move it up, and then, you know, like make it go all the way up your card. You could do these gorgeous like bulbousy kind of shapes as apertures as well. Maybe even turn them into like a fancy looking snowman or something too. There's loads of ways that you can use all of these different designs. Then we've also got a little snowflake here, so gorgeous little snowflake, and I'm not sure if that does actually coordinate with one of these stamps. Possibly. You could possibly get that to cut out. Yeah, I think it would actually. You might have to stamp it afterwards and do the technique. Actually, you can see the centre sort of design. Well, you can experiment. See if you can die cut it first or stamp it first. But if you do want to die cut first, you can do that technique where you keep your aperture and then you attach your aperture inside your stamping platform and keep replacing more snowflakes into the little aperture, and then you can keep stamping it perfectly. And this design... yeah, I think this design would also fit inside that little snowflake as well. So you could definitely use these all in conjunction with each other too. And actually, while we're showing coordinating ones, I'll show you the actual dies on here as well. So the great thing is actually about these stamps, they have given you the same design. So I think it is just one stamp that... yeah, they are just one solid stamp, so it's not the two separate halves, which is nice. So that will make it really easy for multiple stamping onto all of your different designs. And you have the designs that go with all of these baubles. So the two that are the same shape in different sizes, and then this one does also have a smaller one, but it's just the larger of that shape. And then also that double pointed one that I said that I really liked, you also get the stamp to go with that as well. So those are the ones that coordinate, and that is actually similar to the die cut design. So if you really like that die cut design, but you want them to be solid and you want to stamp and add Nouveau products or colour in or something, you've got that option to actually stamp with them as well. Then, going back to the die set, we also have this lovely little cluster of stars here. So you've got the ones with the really long sort of points up and down like a North Star, and then you've got tiny little stars, almost like little snowflakey looking ones as well, so you can scatter them across your project. If you don't have any sequins or confetti, but you really want to add that little extra sort of shimmer, you cut them out of mirror card, or maybe some of your glitter card as well. Maybe you've been saving your glitter card. You could use this gorgeous tiny little die just to add little accents of glitter card onto your projects. Then over here we've got a tiny little snowflake, which again, perfect for scattering across the project as well. And you also have a little bauble topper. So you can actually use that on top of any of these to instantly create that little hanging mechanism to add it to your Christmas tree, or maybe to have it dangling from the window, or to make it dangle in the centre of a wreath design or something that you've done. But you've actually got that option. Or if you just want to use them on your cards and have gorgeous baubles hanging from the top of your card, you can use that, you know, cut from mirror card or something to add that little bauble topper to the top of them, and then you can tie some twine or some string or thread through them as well to actually have that dimensional element on your card. Then all of the rest of the dies on here come inside this kind of like magnificent doily kind of design, and all of these kind of coordinate together. So you do also have this snowflake as well. Really gorgeous snowflake design. I really love this design of the snowflake, and the fact with this one you get the solid and the intricate, but this is a Verso edge die, so you can cut them together to give you the intricate, or you can just cut this one to give you the perfect matte to go behind it as well, if you want to add in another solid colour of card so that you can use your 3D foam. Or maybe you want to cut this from a self-adhesive sticky sheet and put it behind, and then use your glitters through the little apertures on there as well. So you've got that little one. And then my favourite one is this one in the centre here, and this is actually completely cut out by itself, so it has the cutting edge already on it, and it has such gorgeous detail in there. And I love that it's got a hexagon in the centre of it too. I just really like this one, and you also get the bubble to go around it. So this one, the backing piece will be exactly the same size as the intricate one, but this one is slightly bigger. So again, if you're layering up these designs or creating a spinner card or something, you've got that extra die to add an extra colour behind it to enable you to add 3D foam to it, or you can use that from vellum to kind of mute the background to make your snowflake stand out a little bit more as well, depending what kind of project you're doing. And then you also have all of these nesting ones that go around the outside of this. In my project, because I was doing a 6-piece table setting, I actually used this, Janine had asked for a candle placeholder, so like a little sort of almost like a doily that you could then put a pillar candle on in your place setting, or you could also use it as like a coaster kind of design as well. You could even laminate this. You could layer it all up, run it through your laminator, and trim around the edge, and then you'd have like a laminated sort of coaster that you could use as well. But gorgeous kind of designs, especially for your cards, but also those 3D kind of projects as well. You can definitely use all of these dies for, as I say, decorating a table, or creating hanging decorations to hang in the window or something. If you don't want to stick snowflakes to your windows, you can just hang them from the handle of a fan light window or something and have it dangling down the centre of your window. So I think these would look really lovely for that kind of effect. So you have this sort of plain edge die that sort of gives you the bubble for that intricate snowflake, but you can also use that to cut out the centre of this one. So the next one down, you have this sized shape. I've zoomed in too far now, but you have this sized shape, but then you also have the intricate detail that can go inside that as well. So you can have just a gorgeous like mat with a solid sort of snowflakey star design in the centre, or you can use them together and cut it into a frame sort of design as well, and maybe even put that intricate snowflake back in the centre of it too. Then you also have another plain edged die, so where this one kind of gives this one a little bubble, you've now got this one that sort of gives this one a little bubble, so like an extra little matte and layer sort of edge to it as well. So if you love doing your matte and layers with tiny little skinny layers of mirror card and stuff, you can really achieve that with these layering dies as well. And then the final one here is this gorgeous large design which mimics all of the different designs within this collection with that sort of like 3 loopy bubbly portion. It kind of all mimics it really nicely, but then you have all of these different designs. So what I was saying with the baubles, like how you can on some of them you can use the same piece the other side, because this is symmetrical all the way around, you can use the same die in all of those sections. So they've actually given you 6 different designs so that you can mix and match this, maybe match it to one of the baubles for whatever kind of project you're doing. But really lovely different designs. I think I did, when I cut mine, I think I used all 6 different designs, or at least 3 different designs, because I wanted to make it look a little bit different. You know, like snowflakes are completely different all the way around. You know, it kind of gives that nice sort of effect. So with these different designs, we have got this one that's kind of almost got like veining that could emulate holly, or it could be a sort of snowflakey icicle kind of design. This one almost like looks like it's got a leaf in there with some swirly designs, so really intricate looking one. This one's got like a triple loopy kind of design. I really like that one. That's really interesting. This one has got almost like little petals up here with swirls and a bit of lattice work going on. This one looks like kind of like well, it kind of looks like eyes to me. It looks like it's looking at me. This looks like a beak and there's 2 little eyes in there. But it could be the sort of pointy part of a snowflake as well, to give that extra sort of snowflakey design moving outwards as you go. And then this one is a really lovely latticey kind of design with almost like a figure 8 or an infinity symbol in there as well. So many gorgeous dies in this collection. So this is your gorgeous Tonic magazine, which is called Celebrations Made, and it's issue number 4. And inside the magazine you've got all sorts of sneaky peeks at things as well. There's an up-close look at the Christmas Magic colour trend, which says it's available now, so I'm hoping it's not too long before that comes out. You've also got sneak peeks of August Stamp Club and Designer's Choice and Showcase, I think, as well in here. But I'm sure you'll want to look at this at your own leisure and see all of the different bits and pieces that are inside it. So I will just show you my projects that I did in here. So I got tasked to do a 6 place setting like table decoration, and then my in-depth make is showing you how to create the table runner using that technique I was telling you earlier with the glimmer paste and ink blending it as well. And I also did like serviette wraps. I did placemats on here. I actually made, you can just see one poking in there, 2 vellum crackers as well, then using the gorgeous snowflakes to decorate them. I also did little place names in there as well, so you can use all of these different elements to create little place names for all of your table settings too. It's a really lovely set, and you've got like everything you need to create a whole table setting that coordinates really nicely together. For the little folded serviettes, I just folded it so it had like a diagonal line, and I actually used part of the rosette die just from a piece of card, and I just tucked it in rather than sticking it in. It just gives like an extra little decorative element. And then this was just some pieces of card, little strips of it, and I just wrapped it all the way around just to make it hold the serviette in place. And I left that sort of diagonal line, so you could put the cutlery inside the napkin as well if you wanted to. And then I've just added a little snowflake on there as well. And I also used the edge of the rosette down the edge of the placemats too, so you can really play around with how you use that rosette. It makes a fantastic border die rather than just using it to create a rosette as well. Yeah, so that was my projects in the magazine. And the lovely Karen from Tonic also did a coordinating make that could be the centerpiece in a table setting using all of the same colours as well. So have a look at that one as well. But you've got I think 67 pages in here of all sorts of different projects and sneak peeks and etc. as well. So there's so much to keep you busy looking at this. And I think majority of the projects are just using the dies, the stamps, the stencil, and then bringing in other Tonic products like Craft Perfect and, you know, adhesive and bits and pieces like that. So yeah, really lovely jam-packed magazine with loads of different projects. It says there's over 30 in there, so a lot of different projects. And then I thought I'd just quickly show you the 4 cards that I created in my sped up video. I'm not sure if this one's going up before or after the sped up video, so you might have already seen it. But I just did some really quick and simple cards using the patterned paper as the backgrounds, and I did 2 with each of the 2 different designs. And then I just used different colours of card. I kind of went through my stash of Craft Perfect, and this is actually Arctic blue. Goes really nicely with that kind of mistletoe-y sort of design that's in there. So I layered that up, and then I've used some silver mirror card and then some white card as well. And then these were the iceberg jewel drops too. They worked really nicely on the centres of those snowflakes as well. So just some really quick and easy cards utilising those toppers, you know, and different papers that you have. So these kind of ones, if you have a little bit of Nuvo with some of your drops and you have some coloured card, some white card and some mirror card, you can instantly make these as soon as you get your magazine home. That's what I was kind of going for with these kind of cards. But yeah, really lovely, quick and simple little cards. And this here, you'll see in the sped up video, this is that gorgeous snowflake that I love. And I cut it in half because it was going to get hidden behind the sentiment. So I cut it in half and moved it apart. And it works really nicely for that kind of element as well. I think these would look fantastic if you had like some large holly dies or something, and that was the focal point of your card. You could add in some half snowflakes in the background to kind of bring in that frosty kind of element as well. I think that would look fantastic. But I just wanted to show you those quick and simple Christmas cards as well. So I hope you enjoyed this up-close video looking at Tonic's official magazine issue number 4, which is called Celebrations Made, that is releasing on the Friday of birthday week. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the links will be in the description if you want to get hold of yours. And I really hope you've been enjoying birthday week. I mean, the other videos I kind of said I hope you've been enjoying it, but I didn't know what order they were going to be in. But I know this is the last day now, so thank you so much to anybody who has used any of my links to purchase anything. I really do appreciate it, and I really hope you've enjoyed having a video every day and sometimes 2 on some days from me this week as well. So thank you so much for watching either this video or any of the other ones as well. Really appreciate it. So have a lovely day. Bye.